Let us give big round of applause for all the participants who are joining today and to our eminent guest, Ananthi Madam. So let us start with today's session. Today, we will talk about communication. Communication enhanced with meditation. Right type of communication is very much required because it creates a greater impact on the other person. So let us try to understand how communication can be enhanced with meditation. So on these topics, today our eminent guest, Ananthi Vijay, is sharing her knowledge. She is a captivating speaker and a leading expert in mindfulness. She has organized many online and offline sessions, and she is very much active in sharing different types of spiritual science related topics to all. So let us all welcome Ananthi Vijay with big round of applause. Welcome, madam. Welcome to today's session.
Yes, thank you, Master Shrikant. That's really very nice of you to share something good about me. And I really thank at this moment our beloved dear Patriji for bringing us together, all meditators, in a beautiful platform for sharing experiences. So that's what I'm also going to do today. Communication is something which we all do, unknowingly or knowingly. As soon as we wake up, everything, whatever we absorb inside of us is a communication. What we utter out also becomes a beautiful communication. So, this is something very, very basic to every being. So, we will discuss a little bit about that. So, just before going, let me just tell a little bit about myself. So, I have been into this beautiful practice of Anapanasati meditation for the past 13 plus years. And with the guidance of Master Chandra and Vani, I just came into this beautiful meditation. And my first meditation was with our Patriji in their Master Chandra's housewarming ceremony, wherein I was just introduced as to what is this, something new, what is happening. So I did not really know as to what's happening, but just got to know about, okay, something called meditation, because until then I was just postponing meditation as it is for older people. But no, meditation is something for everybody. So that is one thing which I got to know as I started into the practice of meditation. So with that, with a little bit of ups and downs, life goes, and we fall down, everything happens. And with the beautiful practice of meditation, I am very confident and I can clearly say that I have been able to maintain that beautiful smile. So, which I thought was lost. Okay, but my name, Vijayananthi. Hey, where is your victory? Where is your happiness? Everything is there. Ananthi, look within. So that is the answer which I got in. And that is a message which I also spread to everybody. So, with this practice of meditation, I have been able to get many more what I thought was as lost in life. So, I used to be a dancer when I was young, which I lost, but now I am actually doing my senior diploma in Bharatanatyam. So, it's small things, it might look as small, but it is coming back to me as to, hey, come on, Ananthi, do things. And I have been able to spread this beautiful practice of meditation to many people. I started with small kids, teaching meditation to them, and then slowly with the Zoom sessions, now reaching to a wide audience worldwide. So just spread this beautiful message of meditation that life is to be happy. So that is a simple message which I have been trying to give it out to others. So of which this communication is plays a very, very, very key role, because we think, okay, what is communication? When we just think about it, we know that it is a exchange. Okay, there are going to be two people, either you or something, either in environment or the other person. So there's an exchange, what of information, your ideas, your either it can be your emotions or the signals, whatever signs which you are hearing. So this is the basic thing of communication. So now, as humans, we try to do this communication in two different ways. We can classify as four things, but main thing, verbal and non-verbal. These are the main things which are come in. So what comes into this verbal communication? You can first speak. You just communicate with your vocal languages. We have many, many languages. That is to convey your message. So the next comes. One is the spoken, next comes the written language, where you just write in to communicate with the other person, say something, writing a book or a report or writing a letter or anything. Then next comes the non-verbal. So this is a very, very interesting part, and we will be talking in detail about this a little bit later. But now let's see, what is this non-verbal communication? What are we going to do? First, when we talk, how our body talks, our body language, which we call the gestures, the hand movement, the eye movement, everything, how you are dressed up, what color, everything makes up where, which side you look into the audience, everything matters. So your body communicates much more than you do in that verbal communication. Next comes the para languages. These, what are they? You're going to talk, but the voice, your tone, your pitch, the ups and downs which you give, the pauses which you take, everything form a very, very important part. Are you going to talk, tuck, 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 or are you going to pause and talk slowly wherever needed? So, all these play a very important role. And this is something important. So, now when we just take only these two first parts, the verbal and the non-verbal, let's see how our meditation practice helps us. So what does this meditation do for us? With more and more and practice of meditation, the ultimate thing is like we are going to get that self-awareness of what I am, what I am capable of doing, and what Ananthi can do, what Ananthi cannot do, what Ananthi is okay to speak, what Ananthi is not okay to speak, how to communicate with hand gestures or with eyes or with the other things. Okay, so the total self awareness comes about your thoughts. So when someone is talking, what goes on into your mind, how you're processing that data, how much time you're taking to process the data, and what comes as your output. So, what are the thoughts when my friend tells me, come and meet me at 10 a.m. tomorrow? So, what are the other thoughts which I get? I get so many thoughts are along with. And what is that emotion? What is attached to it? What is a feeling attached to it? All those things come. That is that self awareness. I'm getting more aware about myself as to, okay, I have that lovely feeling when I think about that friend. So, yes, I'm feeling very happy. Okay, I am very enthusiastic to go and meet my friend. Okay, this is now some other friend whom I'm really not interested in meeting, but they have invited me for coffee. So what do I do? Oh, should I really go? Okay, I'm typing. Okay, yes, I'll come for that meeting. And but oh, should I really go? Can I find some reason or something? I'm not really interested. So what are the things? What are the feelings, thoughts, emotions, everything? I'm the total package. So what am I? So I am becoming more self-aware, and based on that, I can either accept it or I am now okay to say, even say no to that offer which comes to me. Because I know actually as to what I want and what is actually right for that particular environment or for that particular situation. So the self awareness helps me to understand more and more about what's happening within me and around me. So when I go to a meeting, I'm able to assess more than what I see and what I hear. I'm able to feel the energy of that people who are there in that meeting as what level they are and what I have to deliver. So many things gets communicated to me. I'm becoming more and more aware. With that, what am I doing? I am becoming more mindful of my body language as to how I need to present myself. I need to stand or sit and talk or what. or look at particular people and talk, or look at the board and talk, everything. I just think, and not even think, it comes naturally to me. And that becomes because I am becoming more and more mindful about what things to be done at that particular time. And the communication becomes very easy, becomes very effortless. I need not to actually practice or train myself to be in that situation again. So there are other two modes of communication. I'll just go a little bit fast. Visual communication, which we see the images, which are represented through the graphs or images or anything. And we have the signs or the symbols, everything. They also are the different forms of communication which keep coming to us. And what do we do in the meetings? We represent some graph, some chart. All those things come in the visual type of communication because they are very easy to understand. When we plot it in the graph, tuck, we are able to understand the content than writing in a big text. So that's the thing, interesting thing. Next comes the interesting part, that is the digital communication, what we are all doing. So first came the emails where we used to send and receive the messages. Then came the social media, and we are able to communicate in a very, very great extent. And when things go viral, things happen overnight. The fortune itself changes for people with this big effective media of social media. Next, we are doing this video conferencing where we meet people, get the YouTubes and all those things. And we have the beautiful communication where we can be wherever we are at the comfort of our place and communicate. So that happens nicely. And we also have the messaging apps. So these are some of the basics of the different methods of communication. Okay, now let us now come again as to how this meditation is actually helping us more into this being in this mode of communication, because I'm always communicating whether I want to or not. I am in that mode of communication and I'm also receiving. So many times what happens is that knowingly or unknowingly, there is some factor of stress, some factor of anxiety as to, hey, what I need to talk tomorrow, what will I do? So there is a lot of stress accumulated along anything, any incident or conversation, whether it can be an easy conversation or a difficult conversation, it's all in our hands again. So meditation helps us. So anytime you have something, say you have to have that appraisal meeting with your boss, choose that meditation and just go in a plain open heart. So that helps us to keeps us to reduce the stress so that we are able to be more mindful and observe what's happening and give the suitable reply. So it reduces the stress and anxiety of whichever situation we are thrown into, because that is what keeps happening whether we want it or not. Sometimes life really becomes that roller coaster and we might not be able to handle things. So even in that kind of situation, do that meditation for that few minutes, which gives us more and more clarity. So the stress goes away. As the number of thoughts decreases, we are able to latch on to the most important thought, and that most important thought becomes an easy thought and a easy mode of way channel for us to navigate through. So meditation helps us to cross different boundaries in a very easy way, and it helps us to communicate whatever we want or receive the communication as to what needs to be done by us in a very easy way. So now more. What does meditation help us to? Meditation helps us to stay focused and give that attention. Say, when you are a counselor or when you are as a parent listening to your kid, you spend that time, focus on that 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or half an hour, 1 hour. You dedicate that time completely and give that focus attention. And meditation helps us because we have a lot of distractions happening us. So it helps us to eliminate the distraction and bring us to that point and be more mindful. So meditation is an important thing, especially while reading books. That's also a form of communication. The author is communicating his experiences to you through the book. So you're not able to focus with meditation practice. Just do that 5 minutes of meditation before you read the book. You'll be able to absorb it more faster, more easier. You're able to pay more attention to things, whatever is happening to you. So this is very interesting thing. Next, what does meditation do for me more? It helps me to be more empathetic in any kind of conversation where I need to be. When I'm having a conversation, I'm the boss and I'm talking to someone who is working under me. And that someone is coming and communicating about their problem or why they were not able to come on time to office. So I am able to listen to them and respond to them in a more empathetic way. So with meditation, I am becoming more and more empathetic in any situation, be it at home or in office, any place, everywhere. I'm able to communicate with more and more of empathy. That comes naturally. I need not put in my effort. Hey, Ananthi, be more empathetic. No, I need not remind myself because I become that natural state of love. So when I am able to communicate from that state of love, I do not have any fear. So fear is not going to be a hindrance for me at any point. Only with the language of love, I'm going to communicate. So everything becomes easy for me, and I create opportunities. I'm able to communicate with compassion and lot more understanding. So this way, I'm able to talk in a very nice tone. Even though I'm loud, my tone is in a way it goes reaches the other person in a very soft way. So this is something very interesting which we do. So now communication. What is there more? The basic, the emotions. So emotions when I'm in a middle of a tough conversation, emotions play a big role in that. So, with regular practice of meditation, I am not triggered by anybody, any word, anything which comes to me because I'm a meditator and I'm able to balance my emotions. Emotional control is there very much with me. I need not allow myself to go into that hyper mode. I can always stay in that cool mode, even though something is coming towards me like an arrow. Even then, I can be in that cold mode and instead of acting or responding, reacting, I can respond in a very cool mode. So this is something very interesting which is happening. So this is all something outward where we say, okay, two people are necessary. But what is more important? There is something called silence. That is non-verbal. So do we think that silence is something where there is no communication happening? In fact, if you ask me, I would say that silence is a very important method of communication because that actually helps us to understand. You are put in a place where, in a conference room, where 20 people are there and they are talking about discussion about the ideas, and you are in that place initially, okay, absorbing silent. So there is some communication happening. Okay. So even though you have not spoken, there is something happening in between you. And at the end of, say, 15 minutes or 20 minutes, when you start communicating verbally, you are able to put in much more stronger, valuable points across the table than which was coming by. So silence is something wherein you are able to get more out from yourself. So, what helps us? The meditation is something which is actually helping us. So, silent communication is also a very strong form of communication. So, now I would like to talk a little bit more about this silent communication. So, When we think about this silent communication, where all can we find? So, one example, what we can do is when we have some shared experiences, say when we are with our loving partner and we are watching the sunset, holding the hands. Is that going to be something verbal? No. There is something happening much more deeper level. There is a communication which is happening at that silence. You need not actually tell them, express them. Okay, the sun is orange color, bright. It is between the cloud behind it. No, no description is required at that time. Just observing together the bond which is happening between you two is much more stronger. The communication is happening. In case, as parents, they are having some challenge with their children. So they are going through some struggle with your young kid, which they are not communicating. Okay, the orally when they talk, yes, they talk, but they also undergo a lot without that oral communication. So that is also something important. Without my husband telling me, I just prepare a tea because I just feel that okay, let's have something together now. So there is something more happening within ourselves. And if we are able to understand what is happening inside of you more and more, then it becomes very, very easy. The bond increases, the communication is becoming non-verbal. It is going more and more inside. So meditation actually helps us to understand as Ananthi, as this whole being, as that inner self, as this beautiful soul, what this Ananthi really is. When I understand that, the communication becomes easy. So, like earlier, we were discussing about being with more empathetic and having more compassion. So that also becomes a part of me, wherein I need not go and bang my head somewhere. So I can understand that other person as to what they are thinking, why they are doing things, and I can modify. Say if 9 o'clock is not working, I can change the timing as 9:15 because that is a even more convenient time because the train comes at this particular time and it takes some time for them to come down here. And I can do some small changes, can do that adjustment for the people, and it gives more joy as to people to work with us. So small things, everything becomes that communication as to how you put across. So this is something very important. Now, when I go and sit in my garden, that is, or in any natural setup, say a beach or a forest area wherein I go to a resort or I go to some mountainous areas wherein I'm going to some spiritual retreat, I am able to connect to more, much more, something great beyond. The tree which is there is communicating to me. I'm able to receive messages which the tree does it talk verbally? No, but I'm able to receive messages. I'm able to see things which I was not able to see. So, nature is something which enhances our meditation practice and helps us go beyond, even beyond this universe and everything, and we are able to understand things in a very different way, in a very different dialogue, I would say. In a we have different faces like that, so different versions of the same thing gets conveyed to us in different ways. So now some more, how does this meditation help me, say for being more creative, say for artists or musicians or someone who's in the world, in the space of creation, everyday creation. So there, this meditation also plays a very important role, and it gives a different, where did this idea come from, where did this combination come from, where did this music, this note come from, they would have not even thought about it, but it just came into themselves. So there are so many things which happens in this mode of silent communication. So what are the key elements of this silent communication? Just let us know. That is presence. Without any distraction, you're able to stay 100% present without having any judgment. I am not ready to go and appear for this exam. I did not learn like this so and so friend. So I'm not prepared. So why do you judge yourself? It is just okay. Maybe you are not going to score 100%, but an 80% is also very good because you have done in so much of hard work. So there is so much happening within you. So you're able to be in the present moment, your presence, that 100% being present in the moment. It helps you to communicate things in a very good way, in a very empathetic way. Empathy is something which is going to be added into your life. And with that, we are able to have that boundaries, set that boundaries for that respect. So the respect not only for ourselves, for the other beings, for the other plant, animal beings, everything comes into the place and allowing everybody, even if it is a small child, we are now happy. We are giving them the space to express. You're a family of four, your children are small, but yet you bring in them to that discussion table. Give them the chance to express themselves. To it might be a very silly idea which is coming up from that 3-year old, 5-year old, or 10-year old, but yet you are communicating something to them that yes, you are a beautiful being who is able to think and give solutions. So there is something. So respect is something which we do or give in all situations in communication. It forms a very basis. Next, with all these things comes openness. Your child is able to open up to you. You are able to open up to your friend. And someone, some stranger who is just traveling with you in that aeroplane is able to talk about why they are going in that aeroplane, even though it is something very personal which they might not talk, but they are just open and they're able to talk to you. So, all these things, the openness comes freely because the universe, not only you, the whole universe is working in tune with your thinking, your emotions, and everything in your in tune with your energy basically. When your energy is aligned, things automatically happen to you easily. So all these things, communication comes to you. So when we think that four types of communication, verbal, non-verbal, and all this, there is much more. The communication is much vast than what we can actually think or perceive. So how does this happen? So the basic thing is we understand that yes, I am this energy, I am this vibration, I am this beautiful being, I am this soul which is there inside. So, when I come into this basic with the understanding of meditation, I am able to see much more, I'm able to communicate much more in a much wider, in a much stronger way. Things becomes very easy for me because when I am introduced to a friend, immediately I'm able to understand much more from where they're coming, their emotions, what they are. Even though they are not displaying anything in their face or anything, but I'm able to get that information automatically. So, one such thing is aura reading, which actually becomes easy for me. I'm able to understand the energy because when we shake hands, we become very we are into that very close circle of that person, and we are able to get transfer energy. Our energy gets transferred. There comes communication is there happening in all directions. You're receiving, you're giving, receiving, giving. So it happens, and you're able to see as to what is the vibration, what is the energy level of that person. Is talking to you or talking to the other person going to lower the energy, or is it going to increase the energy? So if it is going to lower the energy, you will be able to know. You will get that headache definitely when you are starting to talk, having the conversation. You will definitely require that coffee by the end of conversation. So we are able to understand much more and when we go to that energy level. So next comes this beautiful intuitive communication. So this communication where the message comes, the subtle message, it is not a big thing. It may be a small vibration, small thing which you can't hear, but the message comes strong and very clear. Short message, but it comes in very clearly for you. So that is something very important which we are going to see about. So Patriji says that meditation is something on its final essence. What is it coming? It is going to be an activation of your inner senses from inside. So what is that accumulation of that inner senses? It is your third eye. So the third eye, when it gets activated through this process of meditation, you are able to understand, get, perceive in a very, very, very wide way. You're going to understand things which you never thought about. So, with so many years of practice, I have been able to understand many, many things which I was not able to previously. When I meet people, I'm able to understand. When we talk at energy level, it's not necessary that we have to talk to that person orally, but we can understand the energy, the vibes. We are able to get much more. Okay, fine. This person we can spend more time with. This person, it's just enough. We can now go to our next work. So we are able to understand. So our energy, everything is conserved, time, anything. So with more and more of practice, with more and more of energy transfer communication, we are able to understand much more because this is going to be beyond our physical senses. The hearing, the smelling, the touching, hearing, everything, the five senses. This is going to be much more beyond because we cannot perceive, we cannot see that what's happening in their head. But as energy level, we can clearly listen to that thought. We can clearly see what that person is thinking about us, seeing about us, everything. So with this third eye, which is going to become more opening clear and wide, we are able to going to understand much more. So now what is let's see some examples as to what this inner senses mean. So first is that intuition, which is that soft message, or what can we say, it's a gut feeling which I get. Yes, I'm going to get one medal in this competition. I'm having the gut feeling. Yes, so I'm just going to participate even though I did not have any. I feel that yes, so it happens to me and happens beautifully. So gut feeling comes in office. Yes, this I'm going to get this project and do wonders. So everything comes. Next comes the clairvoyance. It is beyond the ordinary senses. This is that visions which we see. So when we are in meditation, we actually get many visions. So this comes in one of that. Or even not during meditation, also we are able to see things as to what's going to happen to me or what is going to happen at the end of the meeting. What will be the output? So everything I'm able to get and able to see. Next comes the clairaudience, wherein I'm able to listen to sounds. So many people have witnessed, even I have witnessed while doing meditation, I used to hear some flute music, even though there is some other music playing in the background or some smell which comes to me. So all these things are something which is happening to you in an in a different wave, in a different wavelength, in a different vibration. Next is that clairsentience, where you are able to feel the energy, the emotions of the other person. The person is sitting in front of you, they are just blank, but you're able to feel that they are sad inside because they have lost their father, and they are not expressing because they have come for some other meeting, but you're able to understand, you're able to feel that emotion even though they have not said it to you openly. So this is something interesting. So next comes the telepathy, where we are communicating mind to mind, that communication where we are able to send messages, receive messages in a different level. So this is something which we have, I think many of us would have tried also, and it happens naturally. So what is the basic now with all this meditation practice? So first, how does it happen? So is it easy for us? So many, some people might have get this quality easily. Some people it might take some time for them to get this understanding. So what should we do? The first thing is to quiet our mind. So when we are able to quiet our mind, we are able to focus that attention as to what is very, very interesting, easy, important for me. And with all these things, with being more mindful in this place or any place for that matter, I'm going to expand my consciousness. I'm going to be more and more aware of things happening in and around me. So when I'm going to be more aware of all the things which is going to be happening in and around me, it becomes easy for me to communicate. So let's take an example for the communication with intuition. I'm in a sales team and I am responsible for the profit or whatever uh, loss which is happening in for that particular department. And I'm meeting client, and with this client I just get that feeling from inside that, Ananthi, don't go ahead with this client, or go cautiously. Do not trust 100% because this client is not trustworthy. Say I'm getting a message like that from my inside. So now, instead of just going ahead and putting my money for in front and doing things and waiting for them to pay, I am just now being more cautious, and I am just putting the rules and as to how to go. I'm putting that agreement as to how we need to proceed, and when I go accordingly, I am finding it out that the person is backing out without giving that following that word whatever they have committed. So now I have now safeguarded myself from a big loss. So this has come as that message from my inner side as to, Ananthi, you need to include this particular word or line in this agreement, which will help you to avoid your loss. So that has helped me to do things. So all this communication, it comes when you are more and more connected with yourself. So meditation is the key. So this is something which is interesting. Let us take one more example of an artist, musician, and they are a budding artist. And someone has come to them asking for that project which they are making, that they want to make a song. And this person has been trying and giving many, many different tunes, but the client is not really happy. So this artist is now stuck. So if they are able to give the music which the client wants, it becomes big. Otherwise, again, they have to be in that same position. So this is a big opportunity. So now, with the practice of meditation, this person is able to understand, okay, much more as to what he wants, or even the music, the notes comes to me, comes to them in the meditation, and it gives them something great. So, if you're ready to accept things as it is, let us accept yourself first. Acceptance is the key. accept yourself as it is, and then open to the universe, then open the vibration. You're able to vibrate and you're able to absorb. You're able to attract whatever is actually necessary. So the communication becomes easy. So then you make that music and you make it big. So these are all some small examples which we can give about being more connected. So of all the things, what is important? Connection, communication with your inner self. When that communication with your inner self becomes easy, without any difficulty, you're able to go in and come out, go in and come out very easily with the practice of meditation, the communication to anything external other than you. That is now, because you're able to be more connected, inside and outside Ananthi, both are same. The expression of Ananthi is same, whatever is inside. Because only when I have a clash inside, I have big commotion inside and I'm not clear outside. I'm just saying one in the morning, one in the afternoon, one in the evening. I myself am confused and I'm confusing everything outside. But no, now there is no confusion, because with meditation practice, I am able to be more myself. I don't have any confusion. Everything is clear for me. So with more clarity comes more and more clear communication from myself. I'm able to, with communication mean both ways. I'm able to share my thoughts clearly and able to get the thoughts or communication clearly from anybody and everybody in the most positive way. So with this, communication becomes easy for me. So these are some of the things, dear friends, I wanted to share with you all, that meditation enhances our communication in all ways, in all directions. So thank you for this wonderful opportunity. And as always, I'm very happy to be here with you all.
That was really very good. I mean, in the physical level, you have mentioned like what kind of communication it is effective communication impacts, and at the spiritual level also you have shared like what is going to happen. So that was very wonderful. I want to ask you one question. Okay, there are so many meditators, those who are not well versed with the third eye as well, right? They are doing meditation, they do not have any experiences or anything. But do you feel that communication will improve for them, or they will be able to judge the other person, which the example which you are talking, like when you are in the sales meeting and you have a feeling that this person is not worthy of going with the going ahead with him or her. So like those who are not having this kind of like intuitive what do you call intuitive powers, what for them?
See, if it is okay, I mean, not everybody is a third eye master, right? So third eye is there. You have not sharpened that, okay, that you have not that focus that your energy into opening your third eye. Okay. So it is okay. So they have, like, if you ask me what are they, means they are in a different soul development stage. That's all. Okay, with the third eye, you are in a different level. Without the third eye opening, you are in a different level where you have to learn, go through that experience. You have to go through that loss. So it's okay. With that loss, you might be able to, okay, fine, okay, let me come to practice of meditation. So until then, you might have not been in meditation. Now you might, that might be a trigger for you to come to meditation to understand things more. Hey, why did I go through that loss? Why did that thing happen to me? So when with experiences. So as souls, we have come here only to experience, okay, nothing more than that. So experience, experience, gather, gather, gather. So that is what we are doing in everyday life, every moment. So with more experiences, we gather and we do things in a different way after some time. Sometimes history repeats itself. We say, right, why does thing happen to us? Because we have not learned the lesson. Even as a meditator, I have also gone through this. Why have I not learned the lesson? So I think that I have learned the lesson, but the lesson has not been learned for me. So until I learn the lesson, it comes back to me. So now, after a few things, I have learned the lesson and I think differently. Hey, what I have to do? So when I think differently, I get the answer differently, what I should do. So when I do that different thing, then the pattern starts to change automatically for me. Until then, the pattern repeats for me also. It has happened previously.
So like with the meditation, like everything enhances for you, right? The communication improves,
Correct.
and the way you are thinking, that also improves.
Yeah. So here I will say one example. Okay. So very interesting. It's a kind of a joke also.
Yes.
So what happened for me was like I was actually waiting for some guests to my house. So my previous interaction with those guests was actually not very happy, or I mean, not happy, not very interesting, not very soothing, not in a very positive note. Okay, but they are coming to my house now for lunch. I've invited them. So now I was sitting at the dining table. They will be coming in another, say, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, like that. So when I was sitting in the dining table, suddenly there was a frog, okay, which jumped on me. I'm like, how come a frog can come in the middle of a dining table in a room? How is it possible? Okay, it just jumped on me and it ran away. Okay, but I was like, so being in the spiritual thing, I'm like, what is this? What is this message for me? I'm already getting irritated by the time they are coming. But what is this message for me? It has come. That to a frog in the dining table. You don't expect a frog, right? So I was like wondering, so immediately I just did a Google search and I saw the spiritual meaning of the frog as to why it has come and what is the message. I was thinking, okay, they're coming, it's going to be worse for me, I'm going to have a bad time. So my thought was like that initially when I saw the frog. But when I saw the message, spiritual meaning as to why the frog has come, it is like, okay, it is giving you a new opening. It's like you're opening up a new thing with them. So when the things opened up, I was like, wow. So is that what? So this is something. So today is going to be different for me. So don't keep your previous experience. Don't hold on to it, Ananthi. Come on, let go. Try to be different this time. So that was the thought which came to me. Okay, so why did that frog came to into the house in the middle of the dining table? Because we had shifted just a few plants from outside. We rotate the plants inside the house and outside. So along with the plant, the frog had also come and it wanted to go away. So while on going on the way, it just hopped on me and just went away. So that happened. So with that understanding, so with that new understanding, okay, it's going to be good. This meeting is going to be good with them. So with that one thought, okay, I just was able to, okay, let me put in my energy in a different way and let me see how this meeting of 2 hours is going to go with them. So when I put in that thought and I was able to bring my smile, okay, that original, okay, the true self smile. Otherwise, we can be inside one, outside one. No, it was the true smile. When I was able to be happy, I was able to interact with all those people in a very nice way. And if you ask me that conversation, that happiness is still a big memory for me. And I'm very happy now. So all my past is now gone. So now I'm actually happy with that new memory. So this is a communication which I have got. So I'm able to say able to take it. So if I had thought that this communication is bad for me, and if I'm going to sulk, I can also sulk, right? Saying no, no, this is a bad thing, that no. But with practice of meditation, we are able to connect. Okay, the messages come in different way. The message can come for you in the book. For me, book, it has come from the book. It has come from that intuitive thought. When I'm having a conversation, I just suddenly hear some voice or see some messages when I'm just talking with people. So with all these things, when you are into this practice of meditation only, you just get the messages, your communication, that's what it expands into a different level. So this is one small example which I wanted to share with you.
Wow, that was nice. Like Anti, one more question for you. Like sometimes it happens that whatever messages we are getting, sometimes few comes from the directly from the soul, and sometimes the few messages come from our mind. So how to
Yes.
judge, how to make it out like it is from the message is the soul message or it is from the mind?
Yeah, mind chatter and that intuitive message, right? So
Yes,
yes,
correct.
we do get a lot of confusion with that. Okay, so initially I was also thinking, okay, I used to just think, okay, no, this is a message from your intuition, Ananthi. Come on. And I used to think about it a lot. But no, what is the easiest thing I've found out is like when you just have something and you just close your eyes, and when you could just go into, okay, you put in that question and then you have to let go of it. Okay, so anytime that whatever the first answer comes is the right thing. Many times I've thought, no, 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 this cannot be the right answer, and I go around and just choose something which mind also gives many answers, right? So I choose that and I do that. It has not worked. Then I come back to this first thought. So what comes as the first thought to you will be mostly that intuitive thought. With more and more of practice, you'll be able to understand it. Is it your mind? So this also I can give an example. So this is with my husband when we were having a discussion in the evening. Say today evening, I'm having a discussion uh, wherein the discussion was like about my in-laws, and it was and I was like, how can he say like this? Okay, something triggered me. So my thought process that is like, Ananthi, you have to tell your idea, you have to tell, put in your idea, tell, come on, tell, why are you not telling, open your mouth and tell. But that time the I got a message saying that, okay, Ananthi, you have to keep your mouth shut. Okay, this was a clear message for me. Keep your mouth shut till 7:50 tomorrow morning. Okay. So I was like, how come? Is this a message for me or is this my mind? If I don't tell my thought now, how will he do the right thing? How will he go back and do the things, do all the background work and come? But no, I thought, no, how come it's coming exact time till 7:50 a.m. tomorrow morning? How is it possible? So I just thought, okay, fine, let me give it a try. Experiment. So experiment. I do a lot of experimentation. So this was an experiment. Okay. So I just thought, okay, Ananthi, keep quiet. So I did not tell my express my views at that time. So I stayed quiet. Just I cannot believe it. At 7:50 the next day morning, we were going for a walk. I did not say anything, but my husband, he himself told an answer, solution for whatever was, for what I was thinking as a problem, and for what I wanted to say the my views. Everything was like not necessary at all. If I had spoken all those views, it could have created some friction or something in the lives of people. But no, there was no necessity for that at all. It was a clear message which I got as an intuition. So messages keep coming in different ways. So it is up to us whether to take it or leave it.
Yeah, like what I feel is like when we have these practical experiences, like we become more and more mature, and we are able to judge, like judge, or we can say differentiate between what is the physical level thought and what is what do you call the intuitive thought, with what the example what you have given. And sometimes it happens to me. I think, yeah, every meditator will have that kind of situation wherein they will have this kind of a strong thought kind of thing, strong thinking pattern they will have. So that really comes from the soul level. So as you rightly said that with regular practice, we can make it out like, is it from the soul level or it is from the physical level or mind level? Yes.
Correct. Yeah. With practice, experience, experiment. That's it. Keep
Hmm.
experimenting.
Yes. So, yes, friends, this is the end of today's episode, and with a promise that I will meet you on next Sunday with another guest. So, have a great day ahead. Bye bye. Take care.